the internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
What would you do if a date asked you how much you weigh?
Leave. Slap him. Cuss him.
It was going so well until...
Ask him how much his mama weighs.
Oh, we talking about weight, huh? Well, how much your mama weigh?
All new Family Feud.
You ain't got to worry about how much I weigh. You won't be feeling nothing over here.
You can open a Sagicor Bank savings account from anywhere. Go online and open yours today.
The time by Sagicor Bank is
7 o'clock. Tonight in CVM News at 7, farmer charged with murder of St. Thomas woman. Tufton condemns extreme criticism of Hanover Hospital, and PNP returns to power in Turks and Caicos elections. In sports, we have a roundup of the regional 4-day cricket championship. Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM Live, the weekend edition. It's Saturday, February 8, 2025. I'm Curlin Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, elections in Turks and Caicos came to a close on Friday, with the governing Progressive National Party, the PNP, returning to power. The party secured a near-clean sweep. However, there was an unprecedented win by an independent candidate in South Caicos. CVM's Nika Lewis was there for the final count.
PNP is steaming ahead. They have the majority in what will become their first parliament here in the TCI, and they intend to push different agendas, among them education, development of the human resource in this country, and building out the capital index of the people. There is so much more I should tell you, but let's show you in this report.
Horns blared, locals shouted and danced as the results inched closer to an end, confirming what appeared to be a repeat of 2021 victory.
Washington Mystics do swear that I will well and truly serve His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors in the office of member of the cabinet. So help me God.
Premier of the TCI, Washington Mystic, in his victory speech declares work must continue in earnest to serve every citizen.
First of all, I think I should say thank God Almighty for the victory that we had last night, because at the end of the day and at the center of everything is God, and it's important that we acknowledge that. And then I want to thank the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands who reposed such confidence in the Progressive National Party and me as leader to continue to manage the affairs of this country. And I do so with the greatest humility, and pledge that I will do so exclusively in their interest and in the interest of no one else.
The Progressive National Party president assured supporters sometime after midnight that the toil began in his first term, but must continue with renewed focus on improving the lives of everyone who contribute to the success of the country.
The PNP has won the election. We are in a building process and we can't change the contractors. We have to keep the same contractors. It's going to cost us more. It's going to be a problem. So we got to keep it where we got it. Can't stop. Can't rock the boat. We have to make it happen. Keep it where we got it. And tonight is a prime example of that. The people want progress, not a movement.
Pledging greater focus on national security, development, and education, he says the victory echoes the confidence the mixed population reposes in his government. Locals agree the PNP is the party of progress and inclusion.
I'd like to say to the PDMs, I am a big believer in strong opposition. And we need opposition to keep our leaders honest. I'm a big believer in strong opposition. We need that.
At the end of counting just shy of midnight, the 19 seats were accounted for, 16 in the PNP's corner, 2 for the opposition PDM, and 1 independent candidate in South Caicos, Tamel Seymour. It was the first time the DS200 electronic voting system was being used in an election in the TCI. Director of Elections Dudley Lewis says the recounts expected later Saturday will be done manually. Nika Lewis, CVM News.
Excellent coverage, Nika. To news now here on our island. A 49-year-old farmer from St. Thomas has been charged with the murder of 28-year-old Roshni Bonfeild, also from the parish. Bonfield left home in Golden Valley for a funeral on January 26, but did not return home. She was found dead the following day. Courteney Lewis has more in this report.
The police have captured a suspect in connection to the murder of 28-year-old Roshni Bonfeild, commonly called Denisha, who was found naked in a gully just meters away from her home in Golden Valley District after being reported missing. Charged is 49-year-old Cecil Stewart, otherwise called Grubber, a farmer of Golden Valley, Whitehall in St. Thomas.
With the assistance of residents of the community, we had identified a person of interest who was taken into custody on Wednesday, 29. Our investigation subsequently led to him being officially charged on Monday, the 3rd of February, and he's scheduled to appear in court on February 14th.
Residents were active in the search, but say this was unexpected, as the alleged culprit was well known within the community.
The man in a crowd say my search for fitness. So when the man reach up and he'll know saying the near where the fitness there, the man take the headline and I go fast like you don't want the fitness fine.
Bonfield's grief-stricken cousin says the bereaved family is suffering, as the deceased had no connection to the suspect to the best of their knowledge.
Denisha is not the girl that friendly. She's ain't friendly. You understand? So I never see them attack. You understand? So me not really, it does suppose to me. They don't really have no relationship or no talk. She's been talk. Me not to hear them say I am buying. It's really hard, man. It's really rough for me. But now I take it good none at all. Because a young girl and just leave, you know, could daughter 8-year-old. But can just imagine, even though she appears strong, I will round her everything. I will be the, me will help out 100% with her. But you know, it pain me heart, man.
The community remains tense despite the arrest. Police are sending a warning to criminals.
And to also say to criminals, you're not welcome in the parish of St. Thomas, and you will not commit crimes in St. Thomas and get away. Our citizens are cooperating, they're working with the police, and they're willing to rid the parish of St. Thomas of all acts of criminality. So wherever you are and you are determined to commit crime, you will not survive in St. Thomas.
And as for how the family will recover,
I believe in all vengeance to God.
Courteney Lewis for CVM News.
Meanwhile, the deaths of 2 brothers on the Spanish Town bypass on Thursday sparked public speculation. And now a family is demanding justice. The brothers were reportedly killed in a confrontation with the police, but relatives say the men were killed in cold blood. Trishagaye Kelly reports.
An entire community in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, is mourning the death of 2 brothers who were killed by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Reports are that sometime Thursday evening, the men were at a bar with their older brother. But moments after the younger siblings had departed the location, things escalated. As the older brother says, he witnessed a police jeep pull up alongside his brothers as they walked.
2 men come out at the side. At the right side, then the next one come down, hard and stop, and then come out. It's beer gunshot. It's beer gunshot fire. Killed my 2 brother. When the shot is fired, I run to the highway. See? And I says, officer, when you really killed my brother.
The brother adds that the officers ordered him and other onlookers to go inside. Though they heeded, the memory of the brothers being killed did not leave relatives' minds that night. He says the family is unable to cope. The men's mother fainted after hearing the news. They recall traumatic scenes from Thursday evening.
Be a gunshot. Kill my brother. Bust up my brother head. That is Jason Spike head. Bust up. Everton Spike. Have a big woolen chest.
I'm being honest. I am actually traumatized because I have never ever seen something like this happen in real life. I always hear about it, but never ever seen it happen.
The JCF's Corporate Communications Unit CCU provided some insight into the matter. The police report that following a confrontation with the now deceased men, a 9mm submachine gun was discovered alongside a Taurus revolver. Following public speculation that the men were dons or wanted by the police, the CCU was unable to confirm those allegations. However, relatives say the brothers are no dons.
Everton Spike is a carpenter. He's no Dan. My brother for Dan, he's a carpenter. We all work together. We work on all stop all over De La Vega City. When we have JC with we. So I don't know how comes my brothers are done.
Which Don? Have they ever seen a Don that is poor? Have they ever seen a Don that works?
The family is now demanding justice for the brothers. Indicom is investigating the matter alongside 2 additional fatal shootings in Spanish Town on Friday. Commuters are advised to proceed cautiously as the town remains tense. Trishagaye Kelly, CVM News.
And CVM News at 7 will continue in a moment.
Join my private room. Only $1,000 for a grand time.
That I know me. We never said that. But who going to believe me?
That is correct. $4,350,000. Yes, go ahead. $4 million? I never approved that.
Yes, me go doctor tomorrow. So me have to get the money today, no longer. Then no me face that. We never make no record or beg nobody no money.
Deepfakes are AI-generated images and videos made to look and sound like people we know and trust. They're used to spread misinformation, destroy reputations, and are used to commit fraud and scams. Don't fall victim to deepfakes. Protect yourself. For more information, visit broadcastingcommission.org or scan the QR code on screen.
What are you with today?
Well, country Cool Hills of Chapelton, Clarendon. That's where me come from.
Macaroni and saltfish. So Jody's taking us down memory lane. You fell in love.
Yeah.
You sweep you off your feet and bring you.
Problem then, you still work. You have the remedy, you still work. One of those one you look for somebody and tell them this right now, say, yo, you know how to brother, that's right there right now. Yeah.
Keep on talking to them for a little while until you're cool, man.
When it's to the people have a voice inside of them that talk to them, you know. That is a voice that these people must listen to. Because in everything you're going to do, there's a wrong way and a right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way.
True.
You know? Because there is a voice inside talking to everyone. Seeing?
True.
Seeing.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
Welcome you back with news that the Hopewell Police in Hanover are excited, not about the capture of criminals in this scenario, but about the roadway in front of the police station and its environs. Adrian Williams paves the way.
With road repairs rolling out around the island, the Hopewell community is among the most recent to benefit, an observation shared by head of the Hopewell Police Station, Inspector Nadine Murray Brown.
We are very happy that they have decided to fix the road, and we hope that it will be done properly so it will last for a very long time.
The roadway's disrepair has been a sore point for police and commuters alike.
It has been causing damages, not just to the service vehicle, but to our personal vehicles as well. And from time to time, we see persons traversing the area on foot, and they have to be very careful how they traverse the area.
The project is funded by a $12 million Christmas fund, which has been earmarked to benefit a number of other communities, according to Member of Parliament for Eastern Hanover, Dave Brown.
To receive Christmas funds, we'll be doing some work over at Cops to Leety. We also will be doing Lincoln Road, Courteney, and also Cascade to Jericho. We have other roads to be done. Those are just the one that comes to mind immediately.
Adrian Williams reporting for CVM News.
The Health Minister is clearing the air around recent criticisms of the Hanover Hospital. He says the narrative of deteriorating conditions builds public mistrust. Here is Courteney Lewis with more.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is rubbishing claims of major shortcomings and a lack of transparency at the Hanover Hospital in St. Mary. Tufton's clarification comes after a recent opposition visit to the hospital on Tuesday.
And part of the kind of extreme hyperbolic type of statements is that you run a risk of undermining the confidence in the process, demotivating the staff and the people who provide the service, many of whom work very long hours to provide those services, and just creates disruptions that could be a major distraction.
Tufton believes disparaging comments may deter patients from seeking needed medical attention. The minister says while the sector faces major challenges, upgrades at that hospital are already underway, with an over $265 million spend to enhance the pediatric ward.
It's an amazing facility. And the doctors and the nurses and the administrative staff who work there were very happy with the finishing of that facility. More space, more beds, comfortable surroundings, all that makes into a good working environment and also for patient care.
But patient care wasn't the only area of improvement, according to the minister. The electrical system and further expansion to the hospital's capacity is also being undertaken.
And procurement of equipment to relocate the lab services and to introduce blood bank services and expand physiotherapy services is near completion. That building is very evident when I went there. You see the work going on, the big tall building. And that's a $280 million expenditure.
While the minister welcomes the concerns, he asserts an approach of constructive criticism would be more appropriate.
We have to defend our stewardship, but also it's important not to create an impression that may undermine confidence in the process and in the provisions of services that are offered.
Courteney Lewis for CVM News.
Now, CVM News had a brief conversation with the now widow of the 69-year-old Custos of Hanover, Angela Gordon Stair, the day after her husband was found dead at home. She, too, was in a somber mood, saying her family and the nation has lost a treasured son, even as condolences poured in for the man who served in many capacities, including chairman of the Parish Library Committee for 28 years. Low-keyed and very humble is how one associate described Custos David Stair, the Hanoverian who ventured to Kingston for his high school education at Wolmer's and to the University of the West Indies, Mona. The community of Pond Peace in Hopewell, Hanover, the parish by extension, and the medical fraternity left in a reflective mood since his death. Dr. Stair, who served as Custos of Hanover for over a decade, once had a private practice in Lucy, but was now working as a general practitioner at the Sandy Bay Health Centre in the parish, as well as at the western campus of the University of the West Indies in neighbouring St. James. He died on Wednesday. Reports are when Custos Stair did not turn up for work at the health centre, staff members became concerned, especially knowing he was alone at home, and several calls to his cell phone went unanswered. It's understood Dr. Stair is known to always indicate if he'll be absent from work, and his wife, who's a psychologist, lives in Kingston. A team of nurses eventually drove to the house where he was found unresponsive, and the police were alerted. CVM News understands Dr. Stair was living with a heart condition and as recently as a week ago said he was not feeling well. Members of the PNP were among officials who gathered at his residence up to late evening.
We have been saddened by the news of the death of our Custos, our beloved Custos. You know, he was a very, very important link in the parish of Hanover. We were on a walk in the Hopewell division, and the news came to us. We cut the walk immediately just to offer some support to the family.
The party's Vice President, Michael Phillips, who was in the parish supporting Miss Perkins, extended same to the Stairs.
So, you know, on behalf of the People's National Party, say condolences to the family of Custos Stair and to the people of Hanover. This is a sad moment. He gave of himself to the parish. He was loved by those in the parish. I have had the opportunity to have met him and had conversations with him in the past. A decent Jamaican. When one gives of themselves to serve, sometimes it is a lonely road. He was found dead alone.
CVM News understands Dr. David Stair was the youngest of the Stair brothers from an area in Hanover known as Animal Hill, where, among other facts, the surnames of the families there were all that of animals. We go now to regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. Opposition leader of the United Workers' Party UWP, Alan Chastanet, has voiced strong concerns regarding the implementation of new tariffs passed under U.S. President Donald Trump. More from DBS Television.
Opposition leader Alan Chastanet also addressed the border implications for the Caribbean, emphasizing that the region continues to be a key transit point for both legal and illegal trade. He highlighted the importance of stringent border protection policies, particularly in light of the increasing illicit activity between St. Lucia and the neighboring islands. Given the country's proximity to Martinique, an access point into the European Union market, he cautioned against the risks of opening St. Lucia's borders without adequate security measures in place.
You would know that once the drugs get into Martinique, they're in Europe. That we're close to the U.S. Virgin Islands, so it's not that far to go for them to get up there. The second one is human trafficking. And again, the human trafficking is the same routes, into Martinique, which is into Europe, and into the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is into the U.S. And this has been going on for a long time. And the third one is money laundering.
In Barbados, people can be fined up to $150,000 for flouting new laws in the works designed to protect and preserve the island's marine and maritime space. This has been revealed by Minister of Environment, National Beautification and the Green and Blue Economy, Adrian Ford. We hear more from CBC News, Barbados.
Going forward, there will be changes. These include the use of biodegradable fishing gear, inspection of vessels twice in a 5-year period while dry docked, and a crackdown on illegal and overfishing.
No person shall use any firearm, so you can't shoot fish. Let you know now. You can't shoot fish. That is a no-no. Electric shock device, not so. Explosives, again, not permitted. Poison or using other noxious type substances, and those are substances that are unpleasant. To be able to catch fish or do anything in terms of the catching of fish, we are saying that these methods are against the legislation.
Mr. Ford says the various parts of the legislation will be implemented over an 18-month period once passed into law.
Giving up, unfortunately, is an option sometimes for even youngsters. Now, while it may be difficult to fathom, open discussions and soulful praise, that's all some persons have when they are overwhelmed. It's time for Inspire Jamaica.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
Purr. It's a personal and subjective experience. It's not a substitute for medicine, responsibility, or advice. In fact, because the views experienced may not reflect those of others, this expression of faith is a spiritual choice. For a mother to hear her son sometimes say he gets to a place where he no longer wants to be here cuts to the core, easily putting pressure on conversations.
My name is Kelly Blair. I'm the parent of Nishan Blair. Nishan Blair, who is a 16-year-old boy who picked up a stray bullet on his 16th birthday, March 30th, 2021. Now he's 19. He'll be turning 20 next month. This is 4 years since now. He is paralyzed, and I want to say a big thanks to Father God who carries us this far. We have been through so much, but by God's grace, we know we will make it.
With most teenagers looking forward to something tangible to celebrate, for Nishan, the February 1st death of a 22-year-old soldier who was admitted at the hospital since October 2024 after hitting his head during a dive was like a wake-up call. After seeing the grieving family, he wants to hold out on living, praying against the trauma for his family.
We have been overseas for 1.5 years. It was a very good and bad, but give God thanks. We have made it this far. It was a rough journey for my son and I, but we made it. I was back and forth out of the hospital. It was a rough journey, but give God thanks, we made it. Now we're back in Jamaica, and Nishan has been going through so much. Now he's in and out of the hospital, but I'm just trusting the Lord, and I'm asking you guys to just continue to pray and continue to support, so we can continue this journey, because it's been so hard on both me and my son and my family. Treatment was going on very good. I want to say thanks to the doctors, the nurses, and everyone who was there for me and my son while we were overseas. Now we're back in Jamaica. He was happy to be home. Yes, he was happy to be home, but also, now he's back in the hospital. So my son situation is just in and out of the hospital, which that wasn't our plan, that it wasn't our idea, that is not his life, and to see my innocent child is going through so much pain, heartaches and everything. It is very hard, but by God's grace, I know with God all things are possible, and I know God will see us through this situation, and it is so sad to see this happen to my son and nothing come out of it, nothing, but I just leave everything in God's hands, and it pain my heart, it's pain the family heart to see Nishan is going through so much, me have to give up everything just to take care of my son. I have to try my best for him to be comfortable, to be happy, and just to keep him going. It is very hard, because that's not the